Hello everyone, Greek Canadian here, or Angry Greek, or whatever I have set on my YouTube account these days. But anyway, this is gonna be about Black Desert Online. I've been playing Black Desert Online now for ever since the Japanese open beta became available. So that was maybe a week and a half ago or something like that. Got about 30 hours in the game right now. Um, I just wanted to make some videos explaining some things about the game because uh, it's quite a bit different than some of the MMOs that I've played in the past, and there's a lot more um, there's a lot more to it as far as crafting and trading and stuff like that compared to some of the other games that I've played. And I was pretty confused about a lot of stuff when I first started playing this game, not only because everything's in Japanese and even after installing the English patch. A lot of the translations are very broken English and not very easy to understand. So yeah, I thought I'd make a couple videos explaining how some of the things work. This is my character right here. I'm like level 28 ranger, and I'm in Velia Town right now. Um, yeah, I climbed up to this tower and enabled the spectate mode just for this, but I'm going to talk about nodes in this video because it's one of the most important aspects of the game. Okay, so this is the map. You press M to bring it up. Um, I'm going to talk about what nodes are. So all these places around here are nodes. Each one of these icons means various things. You can see it up here in the legend, but basically anything like this means it's a trade hub. Anything like this just means it's a connecting place. That means there's danger there, like it's a node, but it's amongst some mobs or whatever. This means it's a town or a camp or a town center, a village or whatever. What else? That's pretty much it. You'll see that there's quite a few nodes here. Some of them have blue lines connecting them together, and some of them have yellow lines connecting them together. So anything that has a yellow line means that I've invested contribution points in it and unlocked it. So right now I have 0 contribution points because I've used them all, but basically all these nodes are connected together, so I've spent a fair bit of contribution points connecting these nodes together. And the reason you would do that varies. So for example, in the game, each town has a warehouse. It's kind of like a bank as far as other MMOs are concerned, but the banks are not connected. It's not a universal bank, so any items that I have in Velia Town are not accessible from, this says Heidel, but it's actually Heidelberg, are not accessible from Heidelberg. So if I want to take some items from Velia Town and put them in Heidelberg, and I'm not able to carry them in my own character's inventory for whatever reason, I can basically mail them from this town to that town. But in order to do that without paying a really expensive fee, you need to connect the nodes between the towns, and then you can pay a much lower fee to send items there. Various nodes cost different amount of contribution points to unlock them. All these node icons are not inherently visible on the map when you first start playing the game, and as you find them, it shows the icon there. And to actually invest in a node, you have to physically go there with your character, and then you open the map, you click on this, and right here it says manage node. It says Emma. I don't know. I think that's the name of the NPC that's like the node manager. And right now it says withdraw because I've invested a contribution point in this node. All of the nodes are I guess you can just say withdrawable. So any node that you've invested in, you can go back there and withdraw your contribution points so that you can spend them elsewhere, depending on what you want to do. So for example, in this node it had ash and copper, or ash trees and copper ore. So both of those are required to make a carriage, which is used for trading. So I wanted to get access to that node and have my workers go there and work and gather those resources. I'll go over workers in another video, but so I had to, in order to send my workers there from Velia Town, it's another thing, so in order to send my workers from Velia Town to this node, I had to connect it to Velia Town. So I first had to go to Velia Town, invest with Velia Town, or actually you might actually just have access to the towns inherently, because I can't withdraw any contribution points. So in order to get this one, I had to first invest in this one, and then I had to invest in this one, and then in order to access these resources, I have to invest another contribution point in that resource. So it says I require 1 to unlock that, and same thing, I need 1 to unlock that. Various nodes will cost different amounts of contribution points. So this one costs 2 contribution points to unlock it. This one, I don't remember how much, but this one has potatoes, and this one has chicken. This one has ash and sunrise herbs. All these things are used for various forms of crafting. So being able to invest and withdraw your contribution points at will gives you access to different things depending on what your goals are in the game. So that pretty much covers nodes. I mean, how you get contribution points to unlock nodes is by doing quests. So when you do quests, it gives you a certain amount of XP, which fills your contribution bar, and as you level up and all that, your maximum contribution points also goes up. So right now I have a maximum allowable contribution points of 49, and it tells me how many contribution points I've used in what way. So it says I've purchased 24 contribution points worth of houses and 25 contribution points worth of investments, which is either investing in nodes or their associated resources. So what else do we need to know about nodes? I'm trying to think. With trading, which is another aspect of the game, I'll just use Velia as an example. I'll just click on Velia so it's easier for me to look. This little icon right here is for trading. So it costs 1 energy for me to check that, but energy is a different thing. I'll go over that in another video. But basically, when you're doing trading, in order to see the market price of whatever goods you're trying to buy or sell, you need to have a point invested in the towns, if that makes sense. So if I wanted to buy something from this place and sell it in Olvia Town, in order for me to do that, in order for me to see it, I would need to invest points in that town, if that makes sense. Don't think there's much else to do with nodes, but they're a very important aspect of the game as far as the economy and trading and workers and all that is concerned. For example, most of my workers are assigned to Velia Town. I do have a few in Heidelberg as well. And you can send your workers from whatever town to whatever node for collecting resources, as long as it's connected to that town. So I could send my workers to that mine the Goblin Cave if I wanted to as well. I just have to make sure that it's connected, which right now it is. But yeah, that pretty much covers nodes, I guess. If you have any questions, just leave some comments or send me a message and I'll try and answer them as best as I can. Thanks for watching.